Hi, and welcome to the Health for Life podcast for those of you who want to build strong trucks and strong bodies. This is Kevin Muniz and Trisha Foley, your wellness team, bringing you practical tips and tricks to improve your health.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. It is hard to believe the holidays are among us. This time of year, food is definitely on the forefront of everyone's minds.
Yes, I mean, casseroles, pies, stuffing, and the leftovers. My gosh, brunches, lunches, parties, award ceremonies, like everything just revolves around food.
So true. So today, what better time to talk about some strategies to maintain, not gain throughout this season?
Absolutely. So if you guys are thinking that we're going to tell you not to eat this and not to eat that, then you will be pleasantly surprised to know that we are not going to go all food police on you.
Yeah, not at all. And I'm definitely the first to tell people that I'm not the food police. I would encourage those listening to take a moment to just kind of imagine what you want for 2022. Planning for the long term will only help you navigate through the holidays to know what's most important.
You're right there. So people say that hindsight's 2020, but if we can get in front of that hindsight, this could be a great strategy going into holiday parties.
Yeah. So let's say for 2022, you want to lose 25 pounds. So, you'll have more energy and you'll look great for that maybe reunion you have coming up. Having that in mind, I want to picture you at an upcoming holiday party. So take a moment to picture some of those parties that might be coming up. What choices will you make to move toward this goal of that 25-pound weight loss? Not to say that you have to be perfect, but figure out what the must-haves are at that party so you don't absolutely have to feel deprived or you don't go off the deep end on the flip side. So really prioritize what you want for dessert so you can skip the candy, yams, or that roll if they're not super important must-haves.
Yeah, having that plan in place to prioritize is a great way to stay on track and to maintain control. And to add to that, you might want to practice some portion sizings. So we know you're going to want to sample lots of things. So instead of having a full piece of pie, why not just a sliver so you can have more pie?
Yeah, absolutely. Having a plan is key because if you're going to go to that party without one, you will end up seeking every delicious morsel in sight. So having that why factor in mind is really powerful and will help to motivate you and remind you why in the world you're making these smart choices to begin with.
Yeah, and notice too that you can still have what you want. So there's no deprivation here. You're not left stuck at the veggie tray all alone while everybody else is indulging in the deliciousness.
Yeah, not at all. And another tip is, of course, to eat before you go to the party. And I know that sounds counterintuitive.
No, I mean, but it's a good point because if you go to the party hungry, it's never going to be a good option. Then we're prone to eat more and fall into that craving trap. So having a little something before you go will keep you feeling satisfied while still leaving room for the must-have food items that you've already planned for.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, of course, you've all heard this, move more instead of sitting down, maybe plan a gathering as a group. And maybe, at that party, you've got some friends that would like to walk. This is also helpful to keep things out of sight, out of mind, getting that change of an environment and enjoying some good company along the way.
Well, that's a great point. Yeah, so if you know who's coming to the party, you can connect with them beforehand to ask about taking a walk afterwards. This is where you have like a built-in buddy to help you hold accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. And this time of year, there are also lots of fun 5K options to take part in, like the Jingle Bell Run coming up. So maybe even consider a new tradition and add a little pep in that holiday step.
And lastly, consider the substitutions. Small changes in recipes can make a huge difference in added fats and calories.
Yeah, and the best part is you probably won't even notice. Instead of like a full stick of butter, opt for maybe half the butter and add in a half a cup of unsweetened applesauce. Yogurt is another really good substitute for sour cream with about half the calories. And in many cases, just go with that plain option and you should be all set. Other great substitution ideas include avoiding the fruit in the syrup. For that fruit in its own juice. So always take a moment to make sure you're buying fruit in its own juice. And you can always use sugar substitutes like monk fruit or stevia.
Yeah, your friends will never know.
Yes. So, this month, it being December, you want to also keep in mind some of the national holidays coming up. We just got through November, which was actually National Diabetes Month. And, the holidays can be hard for folks that are, trying to manage those chronic diseases. So take that time for self-care and, make some choices that are really going to keep you on track this holiday season.
Absolutely. Smart swaps like these can really cut back on those refined carbohydrates and the saturated fats that can both play a role in health risks.
Yeah, and for those living with diabetes, we'd also encourage you to check that blood sugar often. Knowledge is definitely power, and being proactive about your numbers can make a big difference between happy holidays or a hospital trip.
Yeah, and no one wants any of that. So, for more information on tips and tricks to stay on track over the holidays, feel free to reach out to myself and to Trisha. Also, we have our 12 days of wellness challenge going on right now. So we have linked that page into our comments section. We have some hard copies out in the plant, and we can email you some electronic versions as well.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget about health coaching. If you need a hand coming up with action steps or just like that accountability, I'm definitely here for you. So you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you in 2022.
Thanks, everybody.